I just want us to talk about reading as the African community. Reading is an undermined culture in Africa, and many are victims of the inability to read and comprehend. How does reading really help? Reading teaches you to concentrate and focus. Reading teaches you to be analytical. Reading teaches you to manage your time. Reading teaches you to be disciplined. And reading is a remedy for laziness. So, because, for example, look at it, if you're reading a novel, a 300-page novel, you can't finish it if you're lazy. You cannot finish it if you are unable to concentrate. Concentration is an issue among a lot of people, and I think the best way to heal this problem of concentration is to teach our kids to adopt the culture of reading. And for you to enjoy it and to really get the essence of the novel in terms of learning, getting some wisdom, you need to comprehend. So reading is a very important culture that we should adopt as Africans, and I think we should instill that same culture and nurture our kids to enjoy and embrace reading. Let's look at our day-to-day professional lives. We talk of teachers. Teachers are the ones who even read more, because for them to be able to impart you with knowledge, they would have researched. They would have read somewhere. Even leaders, majority of our leaders that we have now who have failed are leaders who don't have the wisdom. And this wisdom, there is no institute that teaches you wisdom as a module. But wisdom is something that you adopt through the life experiences, through reading of other people's life experiences, through the ability to understand what you would have read and translate it into knowledge that you can use to solve day-to-day problems and become a better person. As a medical doctor, for you to be able to understand a diagnosis, you need to read through whatever analysis that you have done, through whatever test that you would have done. You need to be able to read and comprehend. If you are an engineer, for you to be able to put the structure into physical shape, you need to be able to read and understand the scope of work that needs to be done. For you to be a driver, you need to be able to read instructions, delivered instructions. You need to be able to read some of the documents that you need to deliver. Even the GPS, you need to be able to read it. Okay, maybe you say, I'm not a professional individual. In our day-to-day lives, many people are in trouble today because of their inability to read. Not necessarily say they can't read. They can read, but it's either they're just reading in passing, so that means there's lack of comprehension. Secondly, they are unable, they are lazy to read. They are lazy, they don't have it. And some of them lack the quality of focus or concentration. Majority of people cannot concentrate for a while, and it becomes a cost in many aspects. Some people have signed contracts that are detrimental to their life. Some people have fallen into traps that they could have easily avoided had they read something prior to the signing. So reading is a very rich culture that we need to adopt as Africans. And even when we talk of economic emancipation, we can never achieve economic emancipation by being in a community that does not read. Like I said, reading teaches you wisdom, because all these written pieces of the artwork that is written, be it a novel, be it a journal, be it whatever, they are written in pursuit of disseminating wisdom. It might be wisdom from a personal perspective, or it might be wisdom from a professional perspective. It might be wisdom, but basically it relates to what they would have experienced in life and how it has helped them. So by you being able to read that piece of work, you are able to understand, to gain some wisdom. Remember, wisdom is a product of life experiences. So life experiences, and then you adopt them and make use of them and allow them to inform your decision making processes. Even in leadership, best leaders are leaders who are able to read and comprehend and analyze. And we've got discipline. That's why in many cases we have got a leadership crisis in some areas of Africa. It's because reading is absent. The culture of reading has not been adopted. The culture of reading is taken as a foreign culture, which is wrong. Even back then, I think even our ancestors as Africans used to be able to read the number of their cows. That's reading on its own. So reading is very important, and I think we as parents in whatever communities, in whatever circles that we are, let's encourage each other to read more, read extensively, and make sure that whenever we read to understand, we learn to concentrate, we learn to get rid of laziness, and we are able to analyze. If you can do that, you'll be a better person in life, I promise you.